options every once in a while. He's a guy that can take the top off the defense and allow Beasley to be able to work the slots. I do love what they're doing with Dak Prescott in the last couple of weeks. You look at the game last week, he rushed for 33 yards. He got some pivotal, first downs, some very important first downs. They're doing the RPOs, and I think that'll allow them to throw the ball over the top because he's going to continue to get that space, that real estate right behind the linebackers, right in front of the safeties. And I love the fact that, you just have to respect what he's done so far. So he may draw double coverage. Now, he hasn't been having a great season so far, but that could be, because of who he's playing for. He should be refreshed, revitalized, no state taxes. In Dallas, that check's going to have a little bit more cheese on the taco. He should be ecstatic. He should be excited that team is trying to win, and they could have, in a bad division, opportunity to get into the tournament.
Well, it's one of those kind of things. It's just like nice things in life. Bart, you like watches, you collect them. It's like a house. It's like a nice car. How much is too much if you really want it? Like, if you want to be in that neighborhood, you want to evaluate your quarterback, you don't want to just throw away the 2018 season, like a top-flight wide receiver does cost something. So a first-round pick, to me, was not too expensive to be able to get a player like Amari Cooper. But
Randy Moss went for a fourth.
Oh, yeah, but Randy Moss at that time, he's lucky to get a fourth and a ham sandwich as bad as he was in Oakland. Like, when you start having problems off the field, when people question your character, you start seeing Martavius Bryant, they signed him. They traded for him for a third-round pick. So is not Amari Cooper worth that much more than that? So go ahead, Nick.
Here's what the Cowboys fans need to understand, though, because I had Cowboys fans when I was tweeting about this yesterday say, oh, we've got a ton of cap space next year to add people. Not anymore. Like, this team you're about to see after the bye in Dallas, that's going to be your team next year. Like, I know you got $60 million. Okay, 14's going to Cooper. Do you want to keep DeMarcus Lawrence? That's $20+ million you're going to have to do. Are you going to re-up Byron Jones? You've talked about he's having a good year.
Yes.
All your linemen have raises built into their contracts. And by the way, Zeke is going to want his money and deserve his money, not to mention Dak. So, and you don't have first-round pick now to improve your team that way.
So how do you get a receiver then? So everyone, we've been yelling, hey, man, they need a wide receiver. We've been yelling all offseason. They need a wide receiver. 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 How do you get a wide receiver?
I would have, if I knew I was going to trade a first-round pick to pay Amari Cooper $14+ million a year, I would have found a way to sign Sammy Watkins. Like, then you keep your
Sammy Watkins is not a better player. And actually,
you're getting feet, too. You can't trust a receiver with bad feet.
Amari Cooper's a better player than Sammy Watkins, and you're getting Amari Cooper for less than $15 million for 2 seasons. You can't just think about the price tag for 1 season.
You're talking about the rest of this year. You got the last 9 games of this year plus all of next year.
Yeah, that is a good value for a guy, your number one, because you don't have to pay him next year. You've already signed on for the option year at $13.5 million.
So the other story here for Dallas is that this is going to be a way for them to evaluate seemingly the most important person. That's what this is about.
He's getting
how
more
to figure out. I know he has.
Jeez, they want to pay him so bad.
They want him to succeed. Jerry Jones wants so badly for his decision to not play Romo.
Your boss is supposed to support you to be able to bring the best out of you. And we are not going to see what Dak Prescott, and we cannot evaluate him in the current situation when they don't have a number 1 or a number 2 wide receiver and no tight end who's a credible threat. So you can't even make the judgment on your quarterback of the future unless you bring someone into the building. So you are a sum of your decisions. Yes, they traded a first-round pick. The reason why, because they first plan, and people don't want to admit it, it did not work. Cutting Dez Bryant, Jason Witten walking away from you, the team you put out there, the wide receiver group, is not good enough for you to be able to compete. That's why you had to go out and get someone like Amari Cooper.
They were expecting Allen to be better than what he was, and he wasn't able to really, toe the line. He's not the receiver that they thought he was, so they had to go out and get some help. But you have to be careful, you wanting to see what you want to see. Sometimes in relationships, you see what you want to see, and I think Jerry Jones wants to prove that he's the great general manager that found his future franchise quarterback in the 4th-round draft pick. I think we kind of know who Dak Prescott is right now, and we're trying to make him to be better than what he is. What he is a 16th, 17th ranked quarterback in this league who has some skills, but he has a low ceiling. So they have to figure out what they want to do with this. This team has to run through Dak Prescott. I think they can have an upgrade. They could have used that first-round draft pick to go out there and upgrade the quarterback position.
And I said that earlier, I'll say it again. The worst-case scenario for Dallas in this is not that Amari Cooper doesn't work out. If Amari Cooper doesn't work out, they don't extend him. Yeah, they blew a first-round pick, but as you were mentioning, and I think it's the best point you've made on this, is if you draft a wide receiver the last 4 years, the odds are you blew a first-round pick, or at least so far it looks like
Go out there and get one.
I mean, Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, they all went top 10 the year before. Corey Coleman, he's on, his third team right now? Fourth team right now. He went 15th overall. Josh Doxson, Laquan Treadwell went in the top 25.
Yeah, keep going. All diamonds.
I mean, Amari Cooper's year, Kevin White went 7.
His biggest play, he called a Hail Mary. Was
short.
Right, so if he doesn't work out,
if he doesn't, thank you.
Stomach that.
If he doesn't work out, you blew a first-round pick on the guy, you can deal with it. The worst-case scenario for Dallas is not that. The worst-case scenario is he gets there, you're like, oh, he's productive, he's not the problem, and Dak still is not the guy.
No, he's don't. Then you move off of Dak. You go to New Orleans and you get Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent after this year.
I don't think they're letting. It's going to be a lot of bidders for Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm just telling you, Drew Brees is going to play. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be a free agent, right? He could be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, if Dak does not, but you can't evaluate him without a #1 wide receiver. That's why you have to get him. So now you don't just give Dak the money. Now you can make a fair evaluation of Dak Prescott.
But I think Bart's point that the Cowboys are almost trying to weight the scales in one favor. Right. They're like someone that's made the decision on how they want their article to end before they even start doing the reporting on it. They know they want to end with paying Dak, and they're trying to build a case for it.
Okay.
All right. Bart Scott, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Oh, I'm supposed to write that one down.
That's right, man.
All right. Pay Dak.
Take a break. Coming up. What's gone so wrong for the Lakers? Next on First Things First.
That's the philosophy. I think that's the mission statement of your law firm. Like.